Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond morning. Baba's Murli. Today is the 18th of 3rd, 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, the fog of Maya is very powerful. Remain cautious of it. Never get confused because of the fog. Question. What task did the Mahavir children perform which is remembered as a memorial in the scriptures? Answer. The Mahavir children gave the life-giving herb to those who had become unconscious to make them conscious. The memorial of this is shown in the scriptures. You children should feel mercy, write a letter and revive those who have been doing service and claiming their inheritance from the Father, and who then let go of the Father's hand and left due to some reason. Write them a letter and ask, what happened to you that you stopped studying? Why have you become so unfortunate? You should save those who are falling. And the Son of Baba's Murli. Show the path to those who are blind, dear God. Om Shanti. This is a very common song. O God, become a stick for the blind, because people have been stumbling a lot on the path of devotion. However, they don't attain the Father. The soul says, O Baba, I have wandered around a lot in this body in order to find you. The way to find you is very difficult. People definitely understand that they have been performing devotion for birth after birth. They don't know that they first have to receive knowledge in order to be able to see from being blind. The law of the path of devotion is to perform devotion and to stumble. People have been stumbling for half the cycle. You have now stopped stumbling. You no longer perform devotion or study the scriptures. Once you have found God, why should you do any of that? Why should we stumble when we have found God, who will take us back with him? When God comes, he will definitely take everyone back with him. Everyone continues to stumble around and also continues to bless one another. But they don't understand anything. They believe that the Pope or some other guru who comes will show them the path to find God. However, those gurus do not know the path themselves, so how could they show it to others? Even when they give blessings, they just say, remember God. Say Rama, Rama. For instance, when you ask someone who is walking along a road where a particular place is, he would keep saying, keep walking along that way and you will arrive there. He wouldn't say, come, I will take you there. You want to know the way there and they tell you, but you still need a guide with you. You would be lost without a guide, just as you were lost in the forest because of the fog. The fog of Maya is very powerful. When those who steer a ship are unable to see the route because of fog, they remain very cautious. Similarly, this is the fog of Maya. No one knows the path. They continue to chant, do tapasya, and go on pilgrimages, etc. You have been performing devotion to find God for birth after birth. You also received many different types of direction. You are colored according to the company you keep. You had to adopt a guru in every birth too. You children have now found the Satguru. He himself says, I come every cycle to take you children back home, and then I send you to the land of Vishnu. We are now claiming our inheritance from Baba. For instance, if a guru or a pandit, etc., were to come and take this knowledge and then tell others to be Manmanabha and to remember Shiv Baba, his disciples, etc., would ask him where he received this knowledge. The disciples would immediately understand that the guru has taken another path. His business would immediately end. The belief that people had in him would end. They would say, you have taken knowledge from the Brahma Kumaris, so why shouldn't we also just go to them? So Baba says what they will say. They will say that you have taken knowledge from the Brahma Kumaris, so why shouldn't we also go to them? The Gurus themselves say all our followers would leave us. Where would we get our livelihood from? All our business would end. All regard for us would end. Here, you would be kept in a furnace for 7 days, and you would then be asked to do everything. Cook chapatis, do this. Sannyasis also make whoever comes to them to do this, so that their body consciousness breaks. It is very difficult for such ones to stay here then. Secondly, first of all, give the Father's introduction to those who come from outside and tell them that you are claiming the inheritance of becoming the masters of the world from the Mother and Father. Baba is the creator of the world. Our aim and objective is to change from ordinary humans into Nara. If you want to be admitted here, you will have to come and study here for 7 days. This requires you to make a lot of effort. No one can break that much arrogance. Such people come here quickly. The Father explains that you are brothers and sisters. You can explain to one another. For instance, a child who had been doing very good service and used to explain to many people, let go of Baba's hand. You know that Shiv Baba teaches us through Brahma. He cannot teach us directly. Baba says, I carry out the establishment through Brahma. I teach you Raja Yoga. If someone lets go of Brahma's hand, it means he lets go of Shiv Baba's hand. Just think about it. Why did such and such a person let go of Baba's hand? Instead of being fortunate, why have you become so unfortunate? With whom are you sulking? You must be sulking with the sisters. You were going to claim such a big inheritance! Exclamation. So what happened then? Did the Father who is teaching you say something to you that you stopped studying and became so unfortunate? Even Baba can ask, why did you stop studying Raja Yoga? You two are now in the line of those who were amazed with this knowledge, belonged to Baba, related this knowledge to others, and then ran away. You crossed out your own fortune. You should write to them at an appropriate time. It is possible that when they read your letter, they will awaken again. You have to save those who are falling. When someone is saved from drowning, the person who saves him is given many thanks. This too is saving someone from drowning. These are matters of knowledge. You should write, you have to let go of the hand of the boatman. You should write, you have let go of the hand of the boatman, and you will now drown. Rescuers who know how to swim put their lives in danger in order to save others. When someone doesn't know how to swim very well, he would be lost. When you see that someone is drowning, write 10 to 20 letters to him. This is not an insult. You held Baba's hand for so long. You explained to so many. How can you now drown? Write them with love. Sister, you were coming to study Raja Yoga and to go across. You are now drowning. There is mercy to save poor ones. Then, whether some are saved or not is in their own fortune. Secondly, when people give their opinions in writing at the exhibition, they say, you are showing the way to change from an ordinary man into Nara. This Raja Yoga is very good. They write that, but as soon as they go outside, they then forget everything. This is why when people write something, you should follow it up and tell them, you gave your opinion and said this, but what have you done since? You have neither benefited yourself nor others. The first and foremost thing is to give the recognition of the mother and father. This is why Baba had the questionnaire made, asking them, what is their relationship with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is, and what inheritance they receive from Him. You should get them to write this. There is no benefit in getting them to write something after you have explained the whole exhibition to them. The main thing is to give the mother and father's introduction. If they have understood this, they should write it down. Otherwise, it means they haven't understood anything. You should explain to them deeply and then make them write that this truly is the world mother and the world father. They should write that they can truly receive the inheritance from the mother. They should write that they can truly receive the inheritance from the father. When they put this in writing, you can understand that you have done some service. If they haven't, Baba says, if they don't come, you should write them a letter. If you truly are the mother, you should write them a letter. If they truly are the world mother and the world father, why don't you come to claim your inheritance? Death will come suddenly. You should make effort. When an exhibition is held, hardly 2 or 4 emerge from that. So what would be the benefit of that? Your children should make effort. If someone stops studying, Baba says, if someone stops coming, you should write a letter to him or her. You were claiming your inheritance from the unlimited Father, and then Maya caught hold of you. You left God's side. You will destroy your status in that way. Those who are brave warriors will quickly give someone the life-giving herb. This one has become unconscious. Maya caught hold of him by the nose, and so saved him. Only when you make such effort will the handful out of multi-millions emerge. You should find out whether the sapling has taken root. Daughters write that their throats choke, but you shouldn't engross yourself in too much expansion. Explain the first and main thing and make them write it down and then move on to something else. You should explain the picture of the Trimurti very well. What you should explain, you have the faith that He is your mother and father, and that you are to receive the inheritance from Him. No matter how old someone is, he can still explain these 2 words. If you are unable to imbibe even these 2 words, then Baba understands that your intellects are trapped somewhere in some rubbish. You mustn't speak too much. Simply remember Baba and the inheritance of the land of Vishnu, and you are, the inheritance is the land of Vishnu, and you are becoming the masters of that. Baba makes everything very simple as he explains to you, no matter what they are like, whether they have stone intellects or are hunchbacked, they can claim the inheritance. Simply follow Srimad. It is very easy to become soul conscious. If someone doesn't have a household to look after and he lives alone, he can do a lot of service. Some have a lot of body consciousness. The string of attachment doesn't break. Those who are soul conscious would not have attachment to their bodies. Baba shows you the method. Consider yourselves to be souls. This is an old world, and you have to remove your attachment to it. Remember the One Father. By remembering the inheritance, you also remember the Creator. It is such an easy income. You are earning it yourselves, and you also inspire others. Parents make their children worthy, and then it is the children's duty to look after the parents, and the parents are free. Here, there are many who have a lot of attachment. Those who don't have their own children would be attached to their adopted children. They can't claim a status. Instead of doing service, they do disservice. In order for them to have the faith that that one truly is their father, the main thing is to explain at the exhibition is through the Raja Yoga that you study with him, you receive the inheritance for 21 births. How is the new world created? How do we become the masters? This is the aim and objective. However, some children don't fully, Baba says, however, some children don't explain fully. You children should experience happiness day and night, that you are the children of God. There, the children of Vishnu would not have as much happiness as they do of being the children of God. You have now become the children of God, and you will then become the children of Vishnu. But the happiness is greater now. Deities are not said to be more elevated than the children of God. Therefore, the children of God should have so much happiness. However, as soon as you leave here, Maya makes you completely forget everything. You then understand that you don't have the kingdom in your fortune. You should make a lot of effort. Maya is such that she slaps you there and then makes you forget everything. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana points to practice for today. First point, break all strings of attachment and remove your attachment from your old body and the old world, and engage yourself in doing service. Remember the father and the inheritance, and accumulate an income. Second point, become a good swimmer and serve to take everyone across. Follow Srimad and don't engross your intellect in rubbish. Baba's blessing for today. May you easily achieve success by having control over all the powers as a Master Almighty authority. The more you are set on the seat of a master almighty authority, the more all the powers will come under your orders. Just as your physical sense organs do everything according to your orders, whenever you order them, in the same way, the subtle powers also work under your orders. If all of these powers now work under your orders, you will be able to achieve success at the end, because where there are all powers, success is your birthright. And the slogan for today: in order to stabilize easily in the subtle and incorporeal stage, become egoless. Om Shanti.